Hello. Uh, Welcome back. It's been a while since I've spoken on video. I just thought it would be fun to actually upload this run with commentary. So this is my run of this game called Sexy Parodius, and it's a 1 credit clear with Mambo. And I used autofire as well. The game doesn't have it built in, so some people do it without, but that's not really an option, I would say, for me. So let's jump right into it. Yeah, so I didn't expect to get this when I got it. The run was going pretty badly. There's not a whole lot that's going on in the first stage. Most shmups have this thing where the first usually the first stage is really easy, so it's just kind of a matter of just sitting through it. This one is particularly easy, especially when you see how I fight the final boss. So this game, like some arcade games, has a dynamic rank system, so the game difficulty increases depending on various factors, and I went and researched, tried to figure out how it was working. I wrote some script in MAME to output the rank onto the screen while I was playing, so I could figure out, like, confirm what other people were saying about how the rank works. And basically, some people were of the belief that it wasn't good to pick up all these items at the start. So you can see I'm picking up a lot of power-ups here. So some people said that doing that makes the rank go up faster, but I didn't find that to be the case. The rank does increase over time, but that just increases at a set rate. Basically, it increases slower as the timer-based rank gets higher, but it's and then dying decreases it. So it seems to be okay to get these power-ups, and you can see why Mambo is the... This is my very first shmup where I actually took it seriously. Like, I've played them on and off over the years. I always thought it was a really cool thing that I would probably get into someday, and this past couple weeks has been that someday. So what kickstarted it is I was watching this really great YouTube series called Pandemonium Reviews the Sega Saturn, and he covered this game. The Sega Saturn has a lot of good shmups, or shooting games, STGs, depending on what you'd like to call it. Oh yeah, talking about what's actually going on here. I didn't research too heavily about routes for this game. Maybe when I was getting stuck, but importantly for the rank system, if you fail, every level has a mission separate from just surviving to the end. And if you fail the mission, that's 1 less increase to your rank. So if you complete the mission, your rank goes up by 2 at the end of a stage. 1 for completing the stage, 1 for completing the mission. And it's not explicit here, but if you basically let this boss run away after a certain amount of time, then you'll fail the mission. So that's one way that I keep the rank as low as possible to make it as easy as possible to clear the game. And there he goes. Okay, now it's where things start to actually get serious. So yeah, the rank increases as you collect power-ups, and I mentioned about the end of the mission rank increase. So those are the ways that I keep it low. So I was watching, yeah, the Sega Saturn has a lot of good shmups on it apparently, and this is one of them, but I'm not playing it on Saturn. I'm playing it on arcade, well, MAME. So things get really fast here. You have to make sure that you grab. I've screwed up here. I almost didn't get it, but you want to make sure that you have the power up, the speed up power up selected. So if you accidentally pick up one of those power ups, your character will not. It's on automatic mode, so I don't have control over what power ups are chosen, unlike the other modes. Automatic mode, by the way, is also chosen to keep the rank low. That semi-auto and manual increases the rank by 1 and 2 respectively. This is a fun area when you first get to it, because if you take the wrong end, you can see down there it's just a dead end. So I thought that was really funny when I first encountered it. That guy always gets me, the shooting you out right as you come out of the waterfall, but somehow I usually manage to avoid it. Not always. All right, this is probably the most the weirdest part of this playthrough. I mean, everybody does it, so if you've watched this game, most people do it. I guess people who are going for score, maybe not. That's not me. I'm still new to shmups, so I just wanted to set an easier goal, but one that allowed me to play this game because I thought it looked really interesting. Especially the music. It's unfortunate that because of the way this run works, some of the music that I like in this game we don't actually see, but that's okay. So we have to keep these enemies alive so that I can use a glitch where you basically die right at the end of the level, and it decreases your rank, which is what we want, but it avoids consuming a life because I guess they forgot to turn the hitboxes off for the enemies. And there's actually a way to do this on some of the other bosses, but it's not very consistent. And I never figured out if there was like a really solid strategy for this. Okay, so the timing on this, you gotta wait. I tried to figure it out where when it starts to dim, I count 1, 1000, 2, 1000, and then go for it. And there, I got it. So that helped us keep the rank lower. When I first played through this, I was playing through it with save states just to see, like, and it was getting so hard, and I was like, wow, this seems impossible, and I had no idea about the rank system, because this is my first time really playing a shmup, or really taking an arcade game super seriously, because it's not just shmups that had that. Got the Castlevania theme reference, I believe. I usually die. Yeah, I practiced this a lot. I probably didn't need to practice this as much as I did. It's not like a super hard character, but there were just some section. It was my first time, and I know that it's just more efficient to just practice. And it did pay off, actually. I think some of the sections in here I wouldn't have gotten as consistent. It did feel like this run wasn't the best showcase of my practice, though. Yeah, we'll see that coming up. But hey, I completed it, and it's my first shmup, so I have a lot to learn. Plus, this is a horizontal shmup instead of a vertical one, which playing now. Yeah, that took me a while to realize this was the way to go through here. You got to be really careful to try to kill those cannons as quickly as possible, or you can get trapped, especially if the rank is higher. Like I think here I almost did. Yeah, that was almost like a death there. So in a lot of shmups you have resources like bombs that you can use, but that's just not a thing in this one on automatic mode. You can hold on to a bomb if you get it from one of those bells, but it'll be used as soon as you shoot, so kind of useless. Now this is the boss. I have not figured out a consistent strategy on automatic mode. I just didn't feel like the character was fast enough, but it always seemed to not matter. Like, I have practiced the boss a lot, and usually I can avoid the lasers, especially going down, but I never really got the hang of how the aiming works with it, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to matter. I at least got this part pretty solid. This is the part where I start to get relieved. Oh, yes. Once she charges, then I know I've won, basically. But yeah, I was pretty tense as I got further along in this run. I usually do get pretty far in it. I was getting pretty far, like to the last stage in my runs, but this one was going better than usual. I think I've learned that you really have to, when you're trying to complete something, you really have to accept when you've made a mistake and push on and not just reset, unless it's at the very beginning, but because you never know. Just because you messed up doesn't mean you're not going to get lucky later on. You just got to keep rolling the dice. If you don't finish it, you'll never know how the run would have gone. So this level, the mission is to kill those 10, I guess, machines, and it's really hard with the automatic laser, or I've had a hard time with the homing laser that Mambo uses on automatic mode. Not killing them because, they just kill everything on screen. But if I go up here, it usually avoids killing those two down there. The funny thing is, though, despite this careful planning, because I didn't want to complete the mission because I didn't want to increase the rank, well, spoiler alert, I ended up actually accidentally completing the mission. We'll see why in a bit. I actually managed to avoid killing the robots that I planned to not kill, but you can actually get more kills on the final boss, and I ended up doing that. That's never happened in practice. I never had an issue with getting too many. This is the real stressful section. At least before I learned to mostly stay on the bottom here. It's the transition to this area that always gets me, because there's a snake enemy that can shoot a lot of bullets at you as you come out, but managed to get more consistent on that with practice by just staying back. So you can see doing fine now, only 6 out of 10. This boss is really easy with the homing laser, as you can see. But sometimes he'll bring out robots as part of the rocks, so you'll start getting more robot kills, and I didn't notice how many I was getting, or I would have switched to a different strategy. Obviously it worked out in the end. So usually after you do this, he walks under you, and then he comes from the right side of the screen. I actually had a case where I went back down, and then he came backwards from the left side of the screen and killed me. And that once. I don't know what circumstances he does that in, but yeah. I think that was a mission complete. I assume it was. I don't know. Did I misread it? But it said 11 out of 10, so. Yeah, this guy, I don't know what's going on with that. You'd think that you'd take damage, but this one is a really good introduction to the concept of just really small movement using the whole screen. And then this guy, I just had to practice this over and over until I found a consistent way to beat him, because those feathers are random. They're really the thing that can really get you is that the area on that laser he shoots is so big. So if you bait him, if you dodge too far away from the feathers, you can end up with no room. This boss I've never had a problem with. And I guess the next one too. This stage can happen randomly. There's like a set of rules based on when it shows up, this boss rush, but I usually end up getting it before the last stage. Or before stage... I think I've lost count. I've been playing another game, actually. I should note that I've actually cleared 2 other... I wonder if there's a way to fail that mission but not lose any lives. Because I guess that would count towards the rank too. So now you can see the rank is getting higher. Oh, those are my nemesis. Those I don't know what strikers, I guess, type enemies you'd call them. The shot speed is just so fast on them. The little Saturn looking guys. Yeah, that if I didn't kill that one, it would. Yeah, those can be tough. And yeah, just something about this game that I haven't played a lot of shmups, so I don't know how it is usually, but some of the patterns, there was so much randomness in them that it felt hard to come up with a consistent strategy. The bouncing heads are also my nemesis. Not so much in this section, but in the next one where they show up. I practiced a lot. I had to practice a lot. And even with all that practice, it still felt a bit sketchy every time I did it. And this music cue, this little here, right here. So they come from the back, and then you just have to find a way to get through without getting, running into the wall, without them shooting you. And they just go everywhere, and they go really fast, and they aim right at you. If the rank was higher, I probably wouldn't have survived that. I passed right by it. It could have just shot me point blank. So, but I don't know. I made it work. That's not how I usually like to play that section, but I don't know. Maybe it's not the case, but I always felt like I had to play that one by ear. Then you have this gauntlet, which never gives me difficulties, and then... Speaking of arch nemesis, we will have a death coming up here. I was really demotivated by that. It's not the heads. Oh yeah. Oh, see, if I wouldn't have lost yeah. I was being too greedy and going for, I saw big. So I've gotten screwed over on this section multiple times, where if you don't find a bell with big before you hit the wall, you'll hit the wall and die. And then I was so distracted by the bells and everything that I died again. The nice thing about that is it drops the rank by 6 points, the time-based rank. So I ended up having to do this boss in a way that I haven't ever practiced, which was pretty nerve-wracking, but I decided to give it a go. I'm trying to get the bell to change to giant, because you can always die. That's the spot where I always die, when you enter the circle. You can get shot point blank by these things, but I guess I went in at the right time. I don't like a strategy where I have to guess, but yeah, usually the boss is dead by now, so I've never practiced fighting it this long. Thankfully, the rank is so low that dodging the shots is a lot easier than usual. They go really fast. Now I have to try to regain everything. So we're on the last stage here. Well, not the true last stage. This is why this is a 1 credit clear, but not an all clear, because there's additional stages that... There's a special stage you get at the end, I think. I don't know how it works. I think it's if you complete all the missions. But I don't know. I really wanted to play a Danmaku game after this one. So... I kind of didn't want to push this game further than just clearing it. Yeah, if I would have gotten a capsule there, could have helped a little bit, but I'm gonna get enough power-ups. Capsule Bell turns all the enemies into power-ups. So this section I also practiced a lot. It's actually going easier than normal for me because normally the rank is a little higher. I normally don't die 2 times. That's the difficulty with this game with save state practice. I mean, I'm sure it's an issue in a lot of games, but depending on where you save, you can end up fixing the randomness, and then you're practicing something that isn't gonna actually come up in your real run. So that was something I had to be careful about, and I'm not I wasn't always sure what determines some of the patterns. If you save too close to when you yeah, these guys usually not a problem. I've had a couple where the shots they'll shoot 2 shots really close together, and you can get stuck in there. Also almost died because I was greedy, and those blue fireballs have ended runs in the past for the same reason. Oh, there's power-ups back there, I gotta get them, and then the blue ball comes out of nowhere. Alright, and the last at this point I'm pretty much I'm hoping that that'll get through. Not comfortable yet. I have practiced this a lot, this boss, and I found this route that seems to work really well, where you kind of go back and down diagonally. Now I'm relieved because I've won, and you'll see why. I probably could have dodged that if I was better, but look, you just grab the power-up and then boom. Now you're invincible and you can just go destroy them. And that's it. So, not much to say after this, I guess, but it was fun. I'm not sure how much time I actually spent on this. It was my first time, so it was fun. There's definitely things I mentioned I like about this game, but yeah, some of the stuff I wasn't a huge fan of. Like I've had issues with the contrast of the shot color. Sometimes hard to see bullets, and I don't know if the game isn't like clearing the game. I'm not sure is the best way to play this game. Like, there's a lot of parts about this game that only come into play when you're focused more on scoring, I think. But it's cool to experience, and it's just really out there. So it was a good experience, and I'm on to Mushihime-sama, which you'll see a video coming out about that pretty soon. I like this dog also. Not sure where else that dog shows up, but it's a good one. Make a GIF of that. That'd be a good avatar. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Yeah, high score entry. So didn't go exactly as I had practiced, you know, didn't do perfectly on every section, but it was a lesson in sticking through to the end, even when you have 2 deaths in a row. I wouldn't be surprised if that's pretty common. When you die late in a run, you die again later because you're just all thrown off about it. You're all in your head about it. Not focusing on the game. So something I'll probably get better at with practice. But thank you for watching, and more shmup content coming soon. I think I'm just gonna upload when I actually have a run worth sharing. I don't think a daily, weekly schedule is really for me at this point. I don't know that anyone wants to watch me just practicing the game, and I don't know that I want to have to think about streaming or recording while I'm practicing. So We'll see if that changes, but probably not. So bye for now.